Okay. So this is our second month, I believe, of us doing, me, Marissa, and Natalie doing these Friday at noon trainings with you guys. It's just another way, another opportunity for you guys to hear from jewels on our team. We're about to have some more jewels on our team. So look at Jenny, she's excited. So I was kind of thinking about like what I wanted to talk about this week, and it like leadership and leveling up, and how I feel like how to become a leader that people are going to want to follow. I know some of you are new. Some of you may not even have a VIP customer yet. Some of you are senior ruby shooting for emerald. Some of you are silver. Just know that when you have someone ordering from you, you are considered a leader. So how do you need to lead them in a way that they feel appreciated and loved and they want to follow you? Okay, so I have some slides that I created. I'm going to share my screen here really quick. We're going to go over some stuff. Get this out and pull this up full screen. Maybe. Okay, is that working? Can everybody see it? Nod your head. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk today on how to level up in your leadership and become the leader that your team is going to want to follow. Okay, I want you guys to think right now, think of a leader, two different types of leaders. Okay, I think everybody on here has had a full-time job at one point or another. Think of a good boss that you have had and a bad boss that you have had. Okay. And when you're thinking of that, what are some of the characteristics that bad boss had? What are some things that he or she did that you're like, no, I don't, there's a reason why you don't work for them anymore, right? So what were some of those reasons? How did they lead their team, their company in ways that you were like, I don't agree with that. That's not what I want to be a part of. And then think of that good boss. You may have a good boss right now that you love working for. Okay. I think of Kara Knight when I think of this, because Kara works at a bank. They love and adore her, and she loves all of her bosses at the bank. She has it made. She's going to go emerald, and she wants to continue working because she loves that environment and she loves the people and loves what she does. Okay. Not all of us are blessed with that, right? I was not in my last full-time corporate job before I left and to come and do Plexus full-time. I did not have that luxury of a good boss. So I took that as ways of, I want to lead my Plexus team in this direction, this way, because I know the way he was leading, I did not want to follow. Okay. So let's talk about some habits of great leaders. Now, when you guys read through these, I want you to ask yourself, which ones of these do you feel like you need some growth in? And which ones of these you feel like you are doing really, really well at? Okay. I will be the first to admit, I do not do well at all of these. I do really well at some of these, and then others I know that I need some work in. Okay. So habits of a great leaders. Let's just go through these. Great communication skills. Okay. Sometimes this is one where I struggle. I just assume that people know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for 8 years now. So I know when I do coaching calls or I do other trainings and I'm like mapping stuff out for people, sometimes I don't communicate it in a way that they can that you guys can understand it. And it might go way over your head. So being able to recognize that, hey, not everyone may understand my communication style. They have clear goals that they stick to. Okay. Do you have a clear goal right now? As a Plexus ambassador, do you have a clear goal? Do you know where you are going? If you do not know where you are going, you cannot expect your team to know or to want to follow you. If you're just out there aimlessly, like floating in the ocean and you're not like going a specific direction, no one's going to want to get in that boat and row with you. If you're just going around in circles, not going anywhere. They have a clear vision that leads them, kind of goes along with the goals. Do you have a clear vision? Do you have a vision of where you want to be in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years for your personal self or your family, for your team? If you don't, that's okay, but put that on your to-do list to figure that out, where you need to have a clear vision of where you want to go, because that's almost kind of like your why. If you don't have your why figured out, you have nothing that's going to push you to do this, right? Then they set a great example. This one is definitely key. So if you want your team to develop leaders, you have to be a leader for them. You have to be the one to set the example for them. That means you have to get on all of the coaching calls. You have to get on all the team calls. You have to reach out to them and schedule one-on-ones with them. You have to set that example for your team so that they know, okay, Brittany is over here doing this, this, and this. Like, she means business. I am glad I'm with her and I'm on her team. I'm going with her. Wherever she's going, that's where I want to go. They recognize achievements. And y'all, this is like anything and everything. So like, I'm going to shout out Cheyenne right now, because we're in a going emerald thread with all of our senior rubies right now. And Cheyenne is on track to go emerald this month. Okay. And she did a very good job yesterday, her and Madeline both, on like, Kara came in and was like, how can we help? We're cheering you on. Like, we're here for you. Can't wait to celebrate you. And Madeline and Cheyenne came back with, Kara, we see you over there killing it with your team. You're doing calls, you're doing events, you're shouting people out for the smallest wins. Like, that right there is a true leader. And I can tell that that's something that Kara has recognized that she needs help in, and she's focusing on that, and it's already improving. Her team can see that. Okay. They ask great questions. Okay. We tell you guys this all the time. There's no such thing as a stupid question, no such thing as a dumb question. If you have a question about something, it's a legit question. You may just be thinking about it, in the wrong way or something. And then when we just shift it around a little bit, then you're like, okay, yeah, totally get it. Don't be afraid to ask the questions. And if someone on your team ask you a question and you don't know the answer to it, that is okay. Part of a leader is being a good leader is admitting when you don't know something. Don't pretend like you know it all. Be like, I am so sorry, Jenny. That is a great question. Let me reach out to Marissa, Natalie, Brittany, whoever, and see. I think I know what the answer is, but I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So let me confirm and I'll get back with you. They're going to appreciate that versus you just like telling them something off the cuff that isn't right and leading them down the wrong path. Okay. So asking good questions, great questions. And one of the most important things that I feel like a leader needs is they have a team focus. We are all one big giant team. Okay. Marissa is my level 1. She's going diamond this month. She's passed me, 2 ranks past me. But guess what? We are all one team. And it has not bothered me one bit in the last 8 years that she has passed me in rank. I am so happy for her. I don't resent her. I'm not jealous or anything. She has worked her butt off to get to diamond this month, and it's going to happen. And I know that we are going to be a diamond team because we have a team focus. We are all one team. There's no Brittany's team, Natalie's team, Marissa's team. We are all one big team. Okay. And other teams in the Plexus world see that and wish that they were part of our team. So again, you guys just realize you were in the right place at the right time on the right team. So having that big team focus is going to be absolutely key. Okay. Next, ways to improve your leadership starting right now. What can I do? If you were looking at some of those on the last slide and you're like, I need to work on some of that. Okay. Here are some things that you can do right now to improve. And I promise you, if you do these, your team will see that. They will recognize that, and they will tell you that they recognize that, and they will want to do it with you. Okay. So one, and I have this flip-flopped. It should be leaders are readers. So leaders are readers. Y'all, we tell you all the time, if you're not reading or listening to leadership books or podcasts, why? Like, start right now. When you're getting ready in the morning, when you're cleaning up the kitchen at the end of the day, like, listen to a podcast, because they are absolutely crucial. If you want to grow, you have to learn more. Okay. And we have some different podcasts and books, anything basically John Maxwell you could read or listen to. Brittany Howard's podcast, Leadership, is really good. I listen to one of hers probably daily. And there's a whole bunch of other ones out there. Okay. Next is do more than manage, lead. Leaders inspire others by their actions, energy, and passion. If you lead, they will follow. And so this is one that, like, I've kind of struggled with in the past, and I get stuck in management mode. How many of you, let me know in the chat, how many of you feel like you're stuck in management mode right now, or you've been in management mode before, where you're not adding people every month, you're not growing, you're just managing your team and like helping your team, and instead, like, you think you're doing the right thing, and you are to a certain extent, don't get me wrong, but you still have to take that time for yourself, for you to grow, because what you're doing by managing them and just helping them and not focusing on your stuff as well is you're teaching them to be in management mode. No one wants to be told what to do. Okay. So lead them instead of bossing them around and telling them what to do. No one wants to be told what to do. You want to be a leader and not a boss. Okay. Next one is plan ahead. And I know for some of you off the cuff people, this is going to be a little bit tricky, but trust me when I tell you, it takes so much stress and anxiety off of leading your team. If you will take 10 or 15 minutes in the morning, you're having your quiet time. Take 10 or 15 minutes after your quiet time and just brain dump everything that you feel like you want to get done that day, plexus related, non-plexus related, brain dump. Write it all down in a notepad on a piece of paper or something. And if it is plexus related, let your team know about it. Just send a message in like your group chat and say, hey, I just spent 10 or 15 minutes. I just brain dumped a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to do, some different messages that I wanted to send today. Here's what I'm doing. Does anybody want to do this with me? Accountability is key, because in this situation, if you are doing that and you're brain dumping and you're getting a list of things that you want to get done that day, some messages, reach out messages, follow-up messages, today's Friday, follow-up messages, then you letting your team know that you're doing that, then they're going to want to do that with you. It could literally be hey, I'm about to hop on and send some messages. Does anybody want to hop on a FaceTime with me and just send some messages for 10 or 15 minutes? Shout out to Morgan Cox. She's on here. She does that with her team a lot in her team thread. She'll just send a message and say, hey, I'm about to hop on and get some work done, send some messages. Does anybody want to do this with me? Heart this message. If anybody hearts it, she just FaceTimes her whole group, and anyone that wants to work, they hop on and they work for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, however long they want to do it. But she's showing her team that she's stepping up and she's doing the things and she's helping them do the things as well. Okay. Next one is love people. This is a people business. You guys know that. You have to love people, and they know if you are out for a sale, or if you are only reaching out and checking in on them to make sure that they order this month, or you're only reaching out to them about what you are wanting them to do to help you reach your goal for that month. So people can see what your motives are. Okay. So show your authentic self and genuine interest in others, not just to make the sale. All right. Next. Okay, so I want us to take a minute and think about how well do we know our team? How well do you know your team? Even if you've got 2 people on your team, 3 people, screenshot this so that you guys can go back later and look at it as well. But think of it this way. The Lord gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I used to hear this growing up all the time, and I would roll my eyes and I would get so frustrated. So ask yourself these questions. 1, am I praying for my business every day and asking the Lord to bring the right people to my team? Okay, I can tell you firsthand, I was not doing that after I went Emerald, and I did not hit Emerald for like 8 months in a row. And I called Marissa and I was like, yes, she's my level 1, but she's my cousin, my blood, and we bounce off of each other. And I was bawling on a walk one night and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I feel like a horrible leader, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I can already tell you're not praying every day. Pray that the Lord would send the right people to you. Literally, y'all, the second I started doing that, it was like he was throwing people at me. Okay. I know Ambrosia has started doing that and her team is blowing up. She's about to literally blow past Senior Ruby this month. And I know it's because she does that every single day and she does that with her team and her team is doing that. Okay. So again, that's something else that is duplicatable for your team. All right. They see you doing that and it's working. They're going to want to do the same thing. Next is, am I really listening or just telling my team what I think they need to do to help me reach my goals? And this might step on some toes, but we need to make sure that we're listening more than when we're telling them what to do on these coaching calls. That is why if you schedule a coaching call with me and you don't put in the comments what you're wanting to talk about, I don't get on the phone with you until I message you and ask, what are you needing help with? What are you wanting to go over during our call so that I can prepare? Because I don't want to waste your time or my time and hop on and be like, okay, what are we talking about today? Okay, listen more than you speak and find out what they actually need to help them reach their goals. Okay. One of the things that I do when I am on coaching calls, the first question, and those of you who have done coaching calls with me, you can let them know in the chat. This is exactly what I do. The first thing that I go over is I ask you, what do you feel like you're doing really well? And what do you feel like you need help with? Okay. That right there, you may have an idea of, okay, I want to go over this person is this many orders away from senior silver and they need 2 more orders and they're going to earn the watch and like I want to hype them up and I want to do that. That may not be what they need to talk about. So if you just ask them, what do you feel like you are doing well? What do you feel like you need help with? Go over that first with them. And then you can say, hey, not sure if you know this or if you realized it, but I wanted to point it out to you just in case. Now that we know what you need help with, this should be easy for you to get 2 more orders to go hit this rank, 1 more order to earn the watch. And then they feel like you've actually helped them. You care. You've helped them work out the kinks and figure out, like sometimes when you guys do coaching calls with me, you'll be like, I feel like the messages that I'm sending aren't working. I've heard that a lot this month. You guys feel like the messages that you're using are not working and people are leaving you unread. Well, guess what? Again, I'm about to step on some toes. It's probably because you're not making it personal and you're sending the same dang message to 500 people. And they can tell. How many times have you guys gotten a message that you're like, this does not relate to me whatsoever? I can tell she's sending this message to 50 people real quick just so she can say she sent a message to 50 people. Okay, so if you guys are not getting responses back from your messages and they're leaving you on read, that's probably the problem. You've got to make it personal and you've got to tug at those heartstrings. Okay, tell them why you feel like they need these products. Tell them, like, I saw your post the other day about needing a second, third cup of coffee, or I saw that you were struggling with the baby the other day, not sleeping through the night. Like, do the feel, felt, found with them. Okay. I can tell you, and I'm not saying this to brag or pat myself on the back, I am not a high recruiter. Okay. I am not a high recruiter, but this month I've added 4 people. Normally I struggle to get my 3. I've added 4 people this month, but every single message that I have sent this month has been a completely different message than the previous one. I have not sent out identical messages to anyone this month. Everyone is getting a different message from me, and it's very personal to them. And guess what? I'm in a whole bunch of different conversations. People that have literally left me on red for the last 6 months, some of them close to a year. I message them every month with the same, little message. Here's the deals for this month. We're doing accountability groups. You can get this on sale at the free reset, blah, blah, blah. They don't respond. But this month, I've sent a lot of voice records, and I've literally said, look, I know that I've sent you messages every single month for however many months, but I just want you to know that I really, truly believe that these products can help you because they've helped me. And I know that you probably struggle in some of the same areas that I did. And one day you will jump in this journey with me. But I honestly think this month could be the perfect month because, and then I tell them about the sales. And it has been game changer for me this month. 4 people, and it's the 15th. So I'm going for the watch. So if you feel like, again, those messages, people are leaving you on red, change it up. Okay. We're not sending those messages, and you don't have to use those messages. They are great messages, and they work for a lot of people. But if you read that message and you're like, that sounds nothing like anything I would say, tweak it. Make it sound more like you. Okay. That is what gives what we do an icky feeling, gives people an icky feeling about it, and why they're like so anti-MLM, because they don't want to be sold to. We have to meet them where they are and show them how this opportunity and these products can help them be their best version of their self. Okay. Do I know their goals, dreams, and what they want out of this business? Not everyone wants to be a jewel. And that was a hard one for me to accept. Like, why wouldn't everyone want to be a jewel? Why wouldn't you want to drive a free Lexus? Why wouldn't you want to make 6 figures from your phone? Why wouldn't you want to be at home with your kids? Then I met Kara Knight. Again, she loves what she does. And she's like, I want to keep doing this as long as I possibly can. And as long as I feel at peace and like this is where the Lord wants me to be and what he wants me to do, I'm going to keep doing it. I didn't realize there were people like that out there. Okay. So make sure that you are talking to them, not just about Plexus. Talk to them about their personal life, their family. What are some of their goals for their family? What are some of their dreams? If they do want this Plexus business, what do they want out of the Plexus business? Find out, ask them, what is a dollar amount that would be life-changing for your family in the next 3 months? How much money would you like to make a month in the next 3 months? Let them answer that. Then, okay, what would that mean for your family? Would that mean your husband doesn't have to have a second job? Would that mean that you don't have to pick up part-time work? Like, what would that mean for you guys? Okay. Now, 6 months from now, how much money do you think would be like your next goal? Great. Okay. How do you think that would make your family feel? How would your husband react if you were making $1,000, $1,200 a month? If you were able to say, hey, hon, don't worry about the mortgage payment this month, Plexus has got it. What would his response be? What would that mean for your family? Because once you get that out of them and they see it, they're more likely to hop on the team calls, to schedule a one-on-one with you, to go to all of the team get-togethers and lunches and retreats and all of that, because they now know that I have to do this because I want to feel like this in 6 months. Okay. It's going to take time. I promise it's going to take time, but it will be so absolutely worth it. Have I asked them what they need from me to help them be successful? That's another question that I ask at the end of my my coaching calls with everybody is, okay, we've talked about everything that you wanted to talk about. Is there anything else that you feel like you need from me as your leader to make sure you are successful in your goals this month, next month, whenever? Okay. If they don't know the answer to that right now, that's fine. They can think about it, but at least you put it out there to where they know they can come to you if they need something. If they do think, oh, yeah, can you show me the back office? Can you show me how to find my commission summary? Okay. And side note, if you guys don't know how to navigate the back office, go watch YouTube videos, go mess around in the back office, get to know that. Okay. If you've got people under you, you should know how to tell them to share a cart, how to look at their commission summary, how to fill out the tax form information. Like, you are their leader. You should know how to do that. If you don't right now, it's fine. But from now on, go and figure that out so that you are their go-to person for those questions. Okay. And then where do I go from here? All right. my first tip would be schedule a one-on-one with all of your leaders. Your leaders, or if you've got somebody on your team that wants, if you've got a big team, if you're gold or above, if you've got anyone wanting to work the business under you, if you've got someone that's already got a couple of people under them, a couple of VIPs under them, reach out to them and say, hey, I want to schedule a call with you just to get to know you a little bit better and figure out what your goals are with this business. I know you said you were all in, but I want to figure out what some of your goals are and how I can help you get there. Okay. Schedule a one-on-one with some of your VIP customers, some of your customers that have ordered from you for a long time and they're happy customers. Schedule a one-on-one with them. Reach out to them and say, hey, thank you so much for supporting me all these years or the last 6 months. I know you love your products. You're taking them every single month. I would love to hop on the phone with you and just kind of get a feel of what you're thinking of the products, what you've noticed, what you love about them so far. And while you're on the phone with them, you can present the business opportunity to them. Like, oh my goodness, you're sleeping through the night. You're not having hot flashes anymore. You've lost 12 pounds. Like, your cravings are gone, all of that. I know so many people that need to hear your story. And I know you have friends that are silently suffering with those same things. What are your thoughts on sharing your love of these supplements now? I can help you. It's super, super simple. Nowhere in there did you say anything about you should work this business with me. We can make $20,000 a month as a diamond. We can go to Hawaii. Like, we can do all of these things. They're going to run away screaming, saying, heck no, she's crazy. But if you say you love these products, what are your thoughts on sharing them? Then they're going to be like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay. Start your own leader thread or text. Okay. If you have, like I said, if you've got 2 or 3 people under you, VIPs or brand ambassadors that want to start working this business, start your own thread, your own text group. Okay. I will tell you that starting in April, we haven't fully announced this yet, but starting in April, we are going to be changing and cleaning up a lot of our threads. Our team calls are going to be different. And this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this training with you guys today, because we have a whole slew of new up and coming leaders on our team that we want you guys to feel like the leaders that you are now and the leaders that you're becoming by doing your own thing. Okay. There may be ways that you guys see me lead that you're like, yes, I want to do what Brittany's doing with my team. There may be things that Marissa does that you're like, yeah, I want to take that too. There may be things that Marissa or that Natalie does. You're like, yeah, I want to do that too. The 3 of us, Jules, are so completely different and work our businesses completely different. But we all genuinely care for you guys. So take bits and pieces of our leadership style and make it your own. You don't have to do, if you're on Natalie's team and you don't necessarily want to do everything that Natalie's doing, you don't have to. You have your own team, you guys. You can do whatever you want. If you're on my team, and I say my team, if you're one of my direct, like, level ones and you don't want to do something that I'm doing, feel free to be like, that's not for me. I don't think that's for me. Go and do your own thing. You guys can host your own messenger events. You can start your own team page if you want. But I think a good thing for you guys to start with is your own text group, or a message, a thread on Facebook or something. Okay. And then do a team activity. Okay. We try to do these content days with you guys. We try to do lunches, retreats, dinners, like all these get-togethers and stuff, but do something specifically for your close-knit team, everyone that is specifically under you. Do something with just you guys. Meet up for tacos and margaritas one night. Do a virtual pajama party. I know Bailey and Daisha did that with their team. You can do that with your own team. Okay. It's completely up to you. Like I said, it is your team. You do with it what you want, but you're going to have more people want to do this with you and pursue the business opportunity with you when you show them your community and how much fun that we have. Okay. Again, people see our team, and like that middle picture of the three of us with the matching cover-ups, like everybody on that cruise was like, your team is so fun. You guys match, blah, blah, blah. Where'd you get that? That's a cool idea. All the things. Okay. Other people see that and they want to be part of our community because we look like we have fun, and we do. So feel free to do that with your own team. All right. We're still going to be doing all the big, group team stuff and dinners and retreats and all of that. But we just want you guys to know, do your own. Okay. Feel free to do your own. All right. Next. All right. So ask yourself, am I willing to be the leader that my team needs? And I love this quote. Leaders must be tough enough to fight, tender enough to cry, human enough to make mistakes, humble enough to admit them, strong enough to absorb the pain, and resilient enough to bounce back and keep on moving. Okay. If you guys ask Natalie or Marissa or myself or even Cheyenne, like they could probably check off all of these things in this quote. Okay. There were times where we felt like we were in a lot of pain and we were struggling, and we thought this isn't the place for us. And we thought about bowing out and being done with it, but we kept moving and it's paid off. Okay. You're not going to be up on the mountaintop the entire time of your journey. Okay. It isn't all sunshine and roses, but is it worth it? Absolutely. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So, that is what I had for our training today. So I want, okay, let me get this off. Trying to go back to where I can see you. Does anybody have any questions? We have 4 or 5 minutes left. I'm looking through some of these comments. You guys are quiet. Marissa, do you want to add anything? Is she still on here?
No, I think that you're amazing. And I thought that this was great. And I think everybody on here is at least silver or above. And so that's where it starts, even as silvers is, one day y'all are all going to be jewels and diamonds, and you're going to be doing this for your team. And so starting where you are now, it doesn't matter if you're a silver, if you're a gold, if you're a senior gold, like, leadership starts now. And the sooner that you realize that, and the sooner that you can mature emotionally and spiritually and just know how to connect with people, don't get offended. Like when somebody says something or wants their subscription off, or it's like, you can't be offended. You have to learn from them and treat every conversation as a learning opportunity.
Yes.
That just shows your leadership skills. I think Brittany has helped me a lot with that, because if I call her and I'm upset, she's like, Marissa, what did you learn from that experience? I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am. So, just know, like, this is a learning experience, but every single one of you, if you're working on your leadership, you can grow. And Rachel, I just saw your post about not being silver. Girl, it'll happen this month. 100%.
Yes. Yes. And if you guys need any, you could do your own. I know we have the Rubies and above are doing a book club right now. Feel free. That's another thing you guys could do on your own with your team. Doesn't even have to be a leadership. It could be a devotional. It could be a simple Bible plan together. Something that like helps build community in your team. Because honestly, you guys, when Marissa and I started working on the community side of our team, that's when everybody started flocking to us because we looked like we were having fun. Okay.
Brittany, do you remember when we did the Jenny Allen Get Out of Your Head book? We were like
Yes.
Ruby, senior Ruby, I think, ranked, and we did a Jenny Allen book club. It had nothing to do with Plexus. It had nothing to do with leadership. It was everything to do with your spiritual maturity and just growing spiritually. And I feel like that really opened our eyes into the community because people were getting on and learning things outside of Plexus. They were learning how to be a better wife, a better mom,
Mhm.
and so I love that.
Yeah, and leadership isn't just you'll find as you improve your leadership, it goes beyond Plexus. It will trickle into your personal life too. Okay. And then like I've got my 10-year-old sitting back here behind me. So he's literally heard, he said hello. He's literally heard everything. And so he knows like Plexus, mom's work, mom's team, and he knows all the trips and all the fun. He's already said he turns 18, he's doing this, he's joining my team. He's got his Lexus picked out and everything. So it will trickle down. I promise you. He wants to go on a cruise, he said. Anyways, so if you guys don't have any questions, I think we covered everything, then I will let you guys go. I'm going to be posting the recording of this in the post on the Hope Dealers, in the comments of the graphic that I shared yesterday. So if you want to go back and watch it again or tag some of your team, you can, and then so it'll all be right there. All right. Thanks guys for hopping on. Have a good day.